Hey there, I'm Lauren. I'm here today to talk to you about 15 things that you'll need before you post your job ad. Now, this is a three-part series. I'm going to go over 5 items today. And this is just to give you a good idea of what you really should have set up and prepared prior to initiating the hiring process. So the first thing that we're going to get into is to make sure that this is the right time. Make sure that you have the workload that you um, is kind of not backlogged. I don't want to say backlogged, but have enough work consistently that you will have work for this individual. Make sure that you have um, gone through this full list of things that you'll need so that you're not causing a kind of a cog in the wheel when you get to certain stages of the hiring process. And consider whether your organization actually has time to properly vet, onboard, and train the new hire. Setting up a candidate for success or a new employee for success really hinges on your ability to do so. So if you don't have the time to do all the things that need to happen when you hire a new candidate, it may not be the time, and maybe you can use a temp staff member to get you through the hurdles that you have right now in your business so that you do have time, or use that temp staff to help you while you onboard and hire the new hire. Number two, define what your practice needs and clarify the role's purpose. So, what that really means is that you want to look at the tasks that you need help the most with, and you want to really pare down so that you are adequately looking for a candidate that matches the type of work that you normally consistently need assistance with. You can get contract or temporary help for anything that comes up, or you can even use agencies to as vendors in your business, such as like when you're using Relativity, they have people to do e-discovery. So you don't necessarily need to find someone that has everything right this second, but it'd be better to have someone that has a more cohesive set of skills that match what you're actually looking for. You wanted to avoid generic descriptions like legal assistant or paralegal, and you want to be really specific and get down to the nitty gritty details. And then you also want to make sure that you indicate the amount of years of experience. And so this rolls right into number three, which is you're going to want to create a detailed job description. Okay, so if you want someone that has a certain amount of years of e-discovery, a certain amount of years of e-filing, a certain amount of years of whatever it is you're looking for, you want to define each of those different categories or describe the type of skills that they would do within those categories of skill sets. Okay. You want to include a list of skills and competency, like I was saying. Have a list of must-haves versus uh, likes. You know, it's nice to have somebody that has skills outside of what you actually need, but the must-haves, you want to use those as requirements. That's something that we do when we are hiring for someone. We want to use it as a requirement. If they don't have the skill, they're not going to meet your needs. So let's set them up for success from the beginning. You want to include both hard and soft skills, and you need to include the salary. Uh, there's a couple things about salary. Let's go into number four because gets more specific into the salary. Um, Market research for the type of hire you want and their skill set and their your number of years of experience. So you can use Robert Half, or you can just go online and do some research, but you want to find out about how much this person is supposed to make. And in order to be California compliant, you're going to need to disclose a salary range for that individual. Not only is it something that you have to do because that's the rule, but no one of quality is going to respond to your job ad without you specifically saying how much you're paying. In this economy, it is what it is. And then also, you have to consider that a lot of attorneys will put a salary range, and they'll put such a huge range that they'll get candidates that have such a different breadth of experience, and they're not really tailoring the process down, and they're getting loads and loads of candidates, and they're spending more time interviewing than they may need to. Yes, if you are on the higher end, you may get people that don't meet your experience, but again, if you have your requirements for application, that will limit the amount of candidates that come through to you, that you have to review their resumes and screen, etc. So that's one of the things that we do as well. Um, Have clear guidelines for what that pay range would look like, and for what's fair. Um, and you want to consider if you have enough reserve in order to hire that person. We've done another vlog, and we offered a free Hire Smart calculator, which can help you to calculate how much it costs to onboard a new hire and or a contractor. And that's something that if you want that resource, we can go ahead and send that to you. Just let us know. But you need to know if in 1 year what that would cost a quarter, a month, what that would look like. It's going to take you approximately 60 to 90 days in order to start seeing a profit from that new team member, especially if you do hourly billing. If you do package billing, you may not need as long. And number five, the work arrangement details. We live in a society where a lot of people work from home, they have hybrid work arrangements, etc. You want to be super clear on that, and you want to make sure that you specify if there are reimbursements for remote work. So that's all I have for you today. I'll be back with part two, and we'll talk to you next time.